Zach and Jonathan, this is a video with some pointers on putting together your Mark Ford Bonnie Brae. And under the title in italics, Ford points out that this is all about single alternating strokes. Single alternating strokes being strokes in different hands, regardless of the combination of 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Also in this piece there is a large section of single independent strokes, very much in the style of Mitchell Peters's Yellow After the Rain, if you're familiar with that work. And some other tricky elements of bar use. Let me back up for just a minute. The stated tempo is dotted quarter equals 1/8 to 1/12, and that refers to the tempo of the principal beat in the first bar. However, you'll notice that there are changes in meter throughout here, so you have to be able to negotiate that. Dotted quarter equals 108 is the same as eighth note equals 324, or quarter note equals 162. So for a lot of this, especially the first page going into the second, you can use 162 as your target tempo. You do not have to practice at a tempo, but that would be your eventual performance tempo. Right now I'm just going to show you some elements below tempo, how to practice the first page, the transition to the second page, and some suggestions about the second page. And we'll talk about the third page later on. It's a good idea to go ahead and to take a look at the pitch constituencies and determine what the harmonies are. I'm going to play this an octave down for the moment because this is out of the range of my camera and you won't be able to see very well up here. So I'm going to take it down for an octave right now. The first chord winds up being a E major 7 chord in first inversion. The second chord is kind of a polychord built on G with an added E and A, so it's 6 and a 9th. Then you wind up having a D major 7 chord in first inversion, and then changing manuals, you have an E major 7 chord. Now, in addition to those changes of harmony, you also have some changes of interval. For instance, first chord, both hands have perfect fifths. Second chord, right hand reduces itself to a fourth, expands to a fifth for the third chord, and then it contracts to a fourth for the final chord in this idea. In bars 2 and 3 and other measures like them, you wind up having the single alternating strokes. Even though it's not expressly written out, the single alternating strokes will be between mallet number 2 and mallet number 4. And to give your left hand an opportunity to change and shift positions, then in bar number 3 we have 3 repeated mallet 4s. You notice in order to be able to play that figure, you have to have a kind of uncommon use of stick disposition, and that is the left mallet number 2 being absolutely perpendicular to the diatonic bars, and the mallet number 4 being more or less parallel, so that you can play in the same part of the bar and get the same sound. Therefore, getting your left hand from this position with the elbow out and this position to the elbow in winds up being a part of the game here. 140 at the top of the second page. I'm going to put the metronome at a practice tempo, a good deal slower than 162, 140, and then talk about the transition from the opening portion of the piece to the pretty thrilling center part. So this is the quarter note. Therefore, when we play in 6/8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we're kind of playing with a feeling of 2 against 3. Then there's something called a metric modulation that takes place in measure 28, 29, 30, 31, and 32. That is the 2 measures before the 3/4. I'm going to take this metronome and set it from 1/4 time, which is really where it's set right now, to 4/4 time. And you'll notice that if you play a polyrhythm against the 4/4 time, that is, well, let me play it for you first. That is to play 3 of those figures against the 4 beats. What you'll have, interestingly, is the tempo of the 3/4 starting at the top of the second page, which comes in at roughly quarter note equals 120. And the second set of 3 will actually be the start of that 3/4 bar. I'll try to show you. Etc. You don't actually have to practice with a polyrhythm when you're practicing this, but it's kind of cool the way it works out like that. If you know Yellow After the Rain, you'll notice that this whole section is based on pretty much the same idea. It's not a bad idea to take and to collapse the double verticals into double verticals so that you can get the hang of the rhythm. So starting last measure, first system, second page, that is 34. What I'm going to do is just take the hands and play the chords as double verticals. Works very nicely. You'll notice that what happens in the first 2 measures is the hands simply move apart, then back together. And then there's this shift all the way to the left. The right hand maintains a perfect fifth while the left hand changes to a major sixth. Back to perfect fifths in both hands. Left hand jumps down a third. Now repeat. I'm going to set my metronome for, I think probably I could probably make it through this at 120 pretty well. So let me see what I can do about that. All right, let's see if I can survive this. This is starting this at the double bar, last measure, first system. that is right at the start of the second system on the third page. The right hand continues the G sharp, D sharp, single independent. Okay, and that'll be all for now. Get started.